Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Peter the Book Lover here, and this is Book Talk. This is where I talk about the books I recently read. And this is episode 20, and in this episode I'm going to talk about Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. A really fantastic book. I really enjoyed reading this, so let's talk about it. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this channel I like to talk about books and movies, and I have a great time doing it. And hopefully you will have a good time hearing me talk about these books and movies. And in this episode I'm going to talk about Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. This was a really fantastic book and I enjoyed it a lot. But before I get into the book, I want to actually thank my audience for being here. It's wonderful that you're giving me your time, and I want you to know that I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming by. So let's talk about this. This is Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. This is Chuck Palahniuk's first novel, and this was written in 1996. And this is a really interesting story. Now, before I get into the book, I'm going to talk about the movie a little bit. And I'm not really going to give away anything about the movie, but I want to say that if you've seen this movie, there's a plot twist in the movie, and there's also a plot twist in the book that I really don't want to cover. So I'm going to kind of be vague, because I do not put spoilers in my videos. I try really hard not to do that. And I'm going to talk about this without giving that detail away. And it's a very interesting thing that happens. Now, I want to let you know that if you've actually seen this movie and haven't read the book, I highly recommend the book still, because this is an excellent book. You do not want to skip out on this book, because it's excellent. It's actually better than the movie, but at the same time, it's very close to the movie. There's a lot of things in the movie that happens in the books. It's just really cool. So, let you know that if you've actually seen this movie, that still give this book a shot, because this is a pretty entertaining book. Now, what this pretty much is, for the people that haven't watched the movie or haven't read the book, this is a story about a guy, and that is the narrator of this story. He really doesn't reveal his name in this story, but he's also referred to as Jack, so you could call him Jack. They don't give you his last name. But Jack is a person that goes to a bunch of support groups, and he does it for fun. He really doesn't have any of the problems in these groups, but he's kind of lonely, so he does that to entertain himself. And as he's going to these support groups, he meets a woman named Marla. And Marla actually becomes a good friend of his, and he is really interested in her. So a little bit later in this story, he actually meets a character called Taylor Durden. And him and Taylor actually get to know each other, and they actually wind up starting a club called Fight Club. And the thing about this book, about 3 chapters in this book, you're going to be wondering what's going on. But when this book really starts becoming interesting is when he says that famous line, because if you've ever seen the trailer, you'll know. He says, "I want you to hit me as hard as you can." And that actually leads to Fight Club. Now, Fight Club is a thing to where you show up and you fight people one-on-one, and that's how it starts. You fight people one-on-one, and this actually became a club. And now across America, people are joining Fight Club, and there's chapters all across America. And it's a pretty popular thing, because the thing about it is that Fight Club actually does a lot for your self-esteem. And when you join the Fight Club, you actually get tougher, and it actually has some benefits for you. But then it starts spiraling out of control, and a lot of crazy things happen in this story. And his friendship with Taylor Durden is pretty interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things that I really don't want to get into, but there's a lot of parts of this story that's very entertaining. And this is a very over-the-top book. There's a lot of crazy things that happen in this book. Like, he blows up his whole apartment, which is pretty funny. And this is a very kind of funny book. They got a lot of parts of this book that's very funny. There's a couple of parts of this book that's very intense, like they're driving down the highway, like right into traffic on the other side of the road, and other things like that. And this has got a very unique ending to this story, which I really enjoyed a lot. This is the ending of this story was really, really cool. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. Considering that this is being narrated by somebody, the ending has a unique ending to it. I really don't want to give it away, but I really loved the ending to this story. It was very, very cool. Yeah, and I really can't give away too much about this book, but I do want to let you know that this is a book that I recommend, and I recommend it highly. I give this a 10 out of 10 because this was a very, very, very good book. I enjoyed this a lot. So the rating of this book, I said this before, 10 out of 10. That means that it's perfect. So that's what I think about it, and check it out. If you ever get a chance to read Fight Club, I highly recommend it. Okay, so that's about it. I really can't say much more without giving anything away. An interesting thing about this particular video is that this is my second time filming this. I had already had a video made for this, but I accidentally, when I uploaded it, I accidentally uploaded it to the public domain when I meant to schedule it. And now it's released kind of funny. So I had to redo this video again. So if you've seen my older, I'm going to leave it up. But yeah, if you've actually watched that video, it might be a little bit different than this video. But this is my second video on the book Fight Club. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing about doing this channel. It's hard to not make mistakes when you're doing this. So if you feel like doing a YouTube channel, there's a good chance that you're going to make a lot of mistakes when you're making these videos. But it's okay, because, you could still have a good time doing this. You could work around these mistakes. And as you go along, you wind up making less mistakes that you made before, but then you make new ones. So if you're doing a YouTube channel and it's not perfect, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure the rest of the booktubers out there are having a little bit problem, like recutting the video and actually not speaking perfectly. But yeah, that's it. So I want to thank you for coming by. If you like the video, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. Those like buttons mean a lot to me. They're golden, so hit the like button and it goes straight to my heart. Please let me know what you think. If you've read Fight Club, let me know what you think of Fight Club. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think of the movie. If you haven't read it, or if you know any other Chuck Palahniuk books, because I have not read any other Chuck Palahniuk books. So if you want to recommend your favorite Chuck Palahniuk book, I'd love to hear from you, because I'd like to look into this author's other books, because he's a very good author. This book was incredible, and this was his first author, which is really incredible. Okay, and if you subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you're enjoying my channel so far and you're enjoying my content. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, please do me a favor. Subscribe to my channel. I make videos twice a week. Every now and then, like this video, this is going to be 3 videos in a week. I make 2 videos a week, so the content is always coming. So that's about it. I am Peter the Book Lover. I want to thank you for coming by, and I hope to see you in the next video.